Hello and welcome to Friday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where we have a new puzzle for you called Oh No, My Shirt by Michael Lefkowitz. This extraordinary mind who keeps coming up with completely new types of puzzle and new Sudoku rules. And you can see that, unfortunately, Michael's shirt has undergone a sort of, a moth-eaten transformation. But we still have to basically obey Sudoku rules in the sense that we have to put the digits 1 to 9 in every row, column and 3x3 box, which means that some of the cells in the grid have to contain multiple digits. It sounds crazy, doesn't it? But it's only got 3 stars out of 5 for Logic Masters Germany. I have lost count of the number of people who have written in with emails saying we must have a go at this on the channel. So apparently it's really wonderful. And I'm going to have a go at it in a moment or two's time. I have loads of things to tell you about today. There's a crossword video. Let's start with that. Fridays, as usual, we have our masterclass where we solve the Times cryptic crossword from that day. So that's available on the channel. I'll try and remember to put a link on the screen. Now, I need to talk to you about yesterday's puzzle, which was Jay Dyer's Cave of Killers, where I overlooked a possibility, and the comments on the videos all spotted the possibility I'd overlooked, and I thought it would be worth just running through what I missed. I don't think the logic is very different, but there were so many comments about this that clearly it wasn't a simple thing to think through. So I'm going to show you what I missed and how you could have solved the puzzle, or at least got back on the track that I should have been on the video. So apologies to Jay for missing this, but this is unfortunately the nature of live solving, is sometimes we make mistakes. And one of the comments that you sometimes see is, oh, Simon or Mark got lucky. No. That is not how we view it at all. We absolutely hate overlooking logical possibilities, because that is what the comments tend to then be about. I would much rather have had what I thought was correct fail, so that I could have uncovered the logic properly. So no, do not ever think that we get lucky if we do happen to overlook a possibility. We absolutely berate ourselves mightily. Let's just leave it like that. So what we noticed, or what I noticed in the puzzle, was that this 6 has to get to the boundary in 6 cells. And what I said was, well, it has to go efficiently, so it has to do something like this, or this. And this, I thought I proved that this is what it had to do, but I overlooked the very similar but different possibility, which is, well, couldn't it get to the boundary like that? And the annoying thing is that at first blush, absolutely it could. Now, what we had to realise is that whether it goes via this route or this route, it always ends up taking these cells. They are always on the path that this 6 has to take to get to the boundary. And therefore, we could still have done some of the things that we could do before. We could still have trapped this sequence in with some greenery like that. That would have all still been valid. We could have still have noted that this one can't come here, because that would create a checkerboard, so we could have still done this, and this, I suppose, and this, I guess. This, well, that's a 2 now. Let's just trip through it. That's going to be still a 6, which is where we got to before. This 6 has to escape. That would have all been the same logic as previously, just in a very subtly different order, but still the same sort of points are being made. We couldn't have come here with the 6, because that would create a checkerboard there. So this square would have had to be green. This square would have had to be 6. This, again, we saw this logic in the video yesterday. It just happened at a different point. This can't come here, or we get a checkerboard. So that has to go up. That has to be green. And now you can see that this 6, it can't trap this green in. So it must come up here. And at this point, once this does this, this cannot be on the path of this 6, because if it is, we've got a checkerboard there, and that would have forced us back onto the path that we were on originally. So you do get to the same result, just in a subtly different order. And I apologise for missing that, Jay. I'm sorry. And for those of you who are confused, I'm also sorry. But hopefully you can see that all roads in this case did lead not to a cave of killers, but to Rome. Now, next, what's the next bit of news I've got for you? I've got loads of birthdays. Don't worry, if I did miss your birthday on my recent vacation, I will catch it up. It's just I've just got so many, I can't do them all in one video, so we're sort of spacing them out. But next piece of exciting news is that some of you have enjoyed watching Mark and I stream a game called Dungeons and Diagrams, which, I mean, it's wonderful. It's sort of a logic game, and Mark and I are intending to do another stream of that game. But Ben Taylor, who some of you may remember from, he did a parody video of Cracking the Cryptic, where Maverick sort of shook the room. And he's a game designer who did a computer game called Can of Wormholes, I want to say. Well, Ben has sent us a Sudoku based around Dungeons and Diagrams. I've got a picture of it here. And this is a Sudoku puzzle, but it's also a sort of Dungeons and Diagrams themed puzzle. And one of our testers has looked at this and said that it is a brilliant puzzle. It deserves some place on the channel, but apparently in order to actually solve this, you do need to know you do need to have an encyclopedic grasp of the rules of Dungeons and Diagrams. And their advice was that it's just a bit much to ask a casual viewer to sort of understand. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this puzzle, I don't know if I got it, I think I've got it here. This is the actual puzzle. We're going to put this on Patreon. So go and if you're a patron of the channel, there's lots of extra stuff that you can check out. But one of the things you should check out is Sunny Jum is the is Ben's pseudonym. Sunny Jum's puzzle, and I will have a go at that for you. I may have a chance to do it later on this afternoon, and if I do, I'll post that video over on Patreon too. But definitely check out the puzzle. Apparently, it's really cool. And if you're a fan of Dungeons and I almost said Dungeons and Dragons, Dungeons and Diagrams, you will enjoy it. So have a look at that. That's over there right now. Now, what else? Birthdays. Let's catch up some birthdays. Happy birthday, Benton, over there in Washington, D.C. It was your birthday on April the 17th. I'm sorry I missed it then. I know you're heading to Princeton for graduate school this fall. So that's very impressive, my friend. I hope you had chocolate cake on your birthday. Next, I'm going to say, is it Bigger or Biggie? I'm not sure. I was given no pronunciation guidance. I'm going to go for Bigger from your friend Jenny, who also asked us to say happy birthday to Michaela as well, and to say that your whole family is going to see lots of goats in the summer. I just read these things out. I mean, what does that mean? But anyway, I hope there's an abundance of chocolate cake involved for Michaela and for Bigger. Eva, it was your birthday on April the 20th, I think, down there in Spain. I know this because your friend Millie wrote to us. So happy birthday, Eva. I hope it was a good one. Actually, this is a birthday for today. This is a correct birthday. Frank, I think it's your birthday today over there in Aurora, Colorado, turning 33, celebrating not with chocolate cake, but with a pint of chocolate ice cream. That is acceptable. That is acceptable. I can't knock that. A pint of ice cream does sound particularly delicious. Michael, on April the 17th, you turned the big 4-0. I know this because Rebecca wrote in, admitting bravely, I should say, that she used to call us the boring guys when Michael first started watching the channel, but now thinks that we're truly fascinating. I can't help but think, Rebecca, that you're saying now she thinks we're truly fascinating in the sense that you might look at animals in the zoo and think, wow, that is a truly fascinating orangutan, or that is a truly fascinating piranha. So yes, thank you for that. I mean, being called boring, yes, that's happened many times before, normally at parties, and yeah. And now we're truly fascinating. Michael, I hope you had a good birthday. Happy with chocolate cake, my friend. And then finally, over there in Denmark on April the 20th was Nathan. Nathan was there, and Nathan turned, I think, 40. Mia wrote in Nathan, to say you'd appreciate a happy birthday, and gave us a cryptic indication for how old you are. I think it's 40. If I'm wrong, forgive me. But I hope, Nathan, you had a very good day. And with all that said and done, let's get on with the rules of Oh No, My Shirt by Michael Lefkowitz. They are as follows. Place one or more digits from 1 to 9 in every cell so that each digit appears exactly once in every row, column and 3x3 box. I think this means that we might not get the answer thingy won't work today. Because if for example I have to put 5 digits in this cell, although that won't work. I can see that straight away. But I don't know. I don't think the software can detect like pencil marked. So if I, if I put 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in there, I don't think the software treats this as an entry. It treats this as a pencil mark. But anyway, we'll see. Yeah. So we have to put digits 1 to 9 in every row, column, and 3x3 box, by putting potentially more than one digit in a cell. So if we look at row 2 of the grid, you can see that there's only actually 7 cells. So we have to fit 9 digits into those 7 cells somehow. So some of the, well, at least one of the cells will have to contain extra digits. All the digits in the cells touching each V sum to 5. So those 2 digits sum to 5. I think that is a V. I'm just wondering whether that's a greater than sign. No, the rules don't. I think that's just a V. And the whole idea is that Michael's shirt has undergone a lot of difficulty. Right. So that must mean that cell there. I see. So that could be a 5 on its own. Or it could contain digits that sum to 5. Yeah, I think the idea is that is not part of the Sudoku, the bit that the moth's eaten. That seems to be intuitive to me, but I hope that's not wrong. I hope I'm not meant to put... No, it wouldn't say, because if all of these cells were part of the puzzle, you wouldn't need the rule about putting more than one digit in. So I think what we're saying is that cell... Either is itself a 5, or it could contain, for example, a 1 and a 4. 1 plus 4 equaling 5. And that's how I'm going to treat the rules, at least initially. White dots always separate a pair of adjacent digits, but there may also be additional digits in the separated cells. Good grief. So if we look at these squares, this could be, I don't know, well, I need to use small letters. So if that was 4 and that was 5, then this white dot would be correct, even if we were to put 1 and 2 in there and 8 and 9 in as well. Because providing 2 of the digits, one digit, there is a consecutive pair of digits across the dot, that is good enough, is I think what that rule is saying. So do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. I mean, there is so much about this that is just... Look at this. I can immediately see that can't work. Well, it can only work with these weird rules. Because it's not possible for this... This should be a sort of sequence. So, I mean, imagine it was normal rules and this was a 1. Then this would go 1, 2, 3, 4. But then 4 would need to be consecutive with 1. So it's an impossible sequence, except for this rule that you can put more than one digit in a dot, in a cell. So you can make this work by having, at least 2 digits in any cell. So if this was 1, you could go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 there, and now it works. But it's a bit peculiar. So that digit is either 5 or it's 2 digits that add up to 5. It can't be 3 digits that add up to 5, because 3 different digits can't add up to 5. because the triangular number for 3 is 6. 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6, isn't it? So we can't have 3 digits in this cell. Yeah, it doesn't actually... Okay, so, I mean, do I have to literally do that? Okay, well this one is a bit different, actually, because this box has not been eaten by a moth. In the sense that that's got 9 cells in it. That's given me a thought. Can I... No. Okay, so the thought I had there was, is it possible that I could just not put a digit in a cell at all, and then have multiple digits in other cells to make up for that? But no, I can't do that. The rules do say place 1 or more digits in every cell. So, as every cell in this box has at least 1 digit in it, and I have to put 9 digits in total in this box, in fact, every cell in this box has 1 digit in it. Yeah, okay. I mean, that might be a way to approach the puzzle, actually. To try and focus in on which cells in the puzzle have more than 1 digit in them. We might come back to that, but what I'm going to do initially is I'm going to note that these squares are either a 2-3 pair or a 1-4 pair, because both of these squares are definitely single-digit cells. Now that's not the case. No, that is the case. Oh, that's weird. Right. So I was going to say that I can't do the same thing there, because there's only 8 cells to be filled in this row, which would mean it's absolutely fine for one of these cells to have more than 1 digit in. But because there's sort of Sudoku going on as well, imagine this had 2 cells in it, 2 digits in it, and this had 1 digit in it. Because those digits all have to be different again, you'd be adding up at least 1, 2, and 3, and you'd be getting to 6. And whereas we know this domino contains digits that only sum to 5. So actually these are either a 1-4 pair or a 2-3 pair again. Right, and that leads us on to a sequence. But that could go high again, couldn't it? It could be something like 1, 4, and then this could be 5, and then that could start going up. Or it could be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or it could be 3, 2. No, it couldn't be 3, 2, 1, because then this wouldn't have a fill. We've got this one as well. Oh, so that one's going to be similar to that one. This one is either just a 5, a right-in, a big digited 5, or it is 2 digits. And if it was 2 digits, say it was a 1, 4, 1 and 4 in this cell, then this would make this a 2-3 pair. Maybe that wouldn't have a fill then. Oh, but if that... Yeah, so maybe this can't be a 1-4 pair. Because if it was a 1-4 pair, this would be a 2-3 pair. And what would I write into this square? It would have to be a digit that's consecutive with 2 or 3, and not equal to 2 or 3, and not equal to 1 or 4, which I don't think such a digit exists. So I think this is either a 2-3 pair, or it's just a 5 on its own. And then that puts no pressure on this. That's also got this sort of strange it's got a lot of pencil marks. Thought about that one. Yeah, that's the same as that one, isn't it? So again, we can't, that one is the same as this one. And that's all the V's pencil marked. Eugh. Okay. I mean, if that was... If this is 1, 4, this is a continuous sequence. Even though it's bizarre. I mean, if this was 1, 4, wouldn't this have to be... Well, it would have to be either 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 or something. Or... Oh, this is so peculiar. Yeah, but if that's 2, 3, then this that could be 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, also you can obviously start the sequence from anywhere, so it could be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or it could be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, starting from anywhere. So, okay, so there does... No, that's not true. If that's 2, 3... If this is 1, 4... I sort of want to say, I'm not sure whether it's true, that there's always 5, 6, 7 and 8 on this sequence. However it's comprised, and then you add to that either 4 or 9 to make the sequence work. If that is correct, I mean, there's only one thing I can see that results from that, which is that both of those squares couldn't be 5, because there would need to be a 5 on here. And if both of those were, yeah, I mean, we can sort of see that both of these can't be a single 5, because where would you put the 5 in row 9? We are allowed to do Sudoku, it's just a very strange Sudoku, and we can't put 5 on this V, because the other digit would be a 0. Yeah, I think I'm going to try my other idea, which was to try and highlight cells that were natural cells, because these are all natural cells, aren't they? So let's just highlight those. These are all natural. There are 9 digits in box 9. There are 9 digits in row 4. There are actually 9 digits in row 3 as well. There are 9 digits in column 5 and 6, so all of those have to be filled. All of these cells so far have to be filled with 1 digit. And this has to be, and that... I think all of those are 1 digits as well. So, I mean, if you look at row 9, this little domino has got to contain an absolute plethora of digits. It's got to have 5 digits in it. Oh, well, that's quite cool. Okay, because this domino... so look at row 9, which has to have 9 different digits in it, in its cells. But we know there are 4 digits exactly in those green ones. So there are 5 in there, but box 9 has to contain 9 digits, but there are 5 digits in the red domino. So all of those have got to be 1. So they've got to be 1 digited, and I've got a digit. That's a 5. Because I'm only allowed to put 1 digit in there, so that's not a 5. So this is a 2 or a 3, which means it's red, because red cells contain more than 1 digit, which means these squares are now a 1-4 pair, but they're green. Oh, this is weird. So this is a 1-4 pair. Well, that can't be the 1, because that would need to be a 2, and the 2 is in that cell, because this cell contains a 2 and a 3. So surely that's a 4 and that's a 1, which means this is not a 1, which means also it's not a 4, because if it has got 4 in it, it needs to have 1 in it to add up to 5. This square is not 4 or 1. But we know that's not 5 for the reasons that we mentioned. If this is 5, I've got to put a 5 down there. So this is 2 and 3 simultaneously. And that, look at this. There are 8 cells in box 8. And I've just worked out that contains 2 digits. So that's all 9 digits. So that's natural. So one of these squares, exactly one of these squares has 2 digits in it to make sure we get 9 digits in row 7 altogether. Oh, this is really clever. I like this. Yeah, look at row 5. Row 5, those are 7 digits. Or at least 7 digits, but that's 2 digits. That's all 9 digits, so these are all green. Yeah, box 6, that's 8 digits, but that's the 9th digit, so this is all green. So one of these cells has to contain exactly 2 digits. Oh, right, look, we can deduce how many digits there are in this cell from column 8. Because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This contains 3 different digits. How are we going to show that? Let's use the letter tool. We'll make that A, B, C. Right, that's got 3 digits in it. Don't know what they are. So this has got 2 digits in it. We'll put A and B there. Because we know there are 5 digits altogether in those squares. So now we can work out how many digits there are in this square. That's got 1 digit in it, I think, because that's 7, 8, 9. So that's got to be natural. Oh, what a peculiar puzzle. I really like it, though. It's very unusual. Oh, hang on. If that's 4... Yeah, I mean, I worked out this couldn't be a 1, because I could see this couldn't be a 2, but by the same token, that being 4, this can't be 3, because there's a 3 in there. So that's got to be 5, I think. Let's go back to numbers. So 4, 5, 6, 7, these are all natural. So, what does that mean? Yeah, okay. Let's use the common trick that we know about consecutive digits. A consecutive pair of digits must always include an even number and an odd number. That's just the nature of consecutive digits. Well, that means that this pair here either contains 8, in which case it also contains 9, and that this is wrong for reasons I'll explain, or it contains 2. Because 4 and 6 are not available as the even digits on this dot. So if this has got 8 on it, because it can't have 7 on it, it's got to have 9 on it. But then these digits have to be 1, 2 and 3, and that digit can't exist. Because that digit, although it doesn't really look like it, it does see 1, 2 and 3 in the row. So this square here has to contain a 2 with either 1 or 3, but it's definitely got 2 on it. And there's definitely a 2 there, so there's definitely a 2 in one of these squares. There's definitely a 1 in one of these squares. There's definitely a 3 in one of these squares by exactly the same token. But one of these squares is a strange square. I don't know which one, but one of them is strange. Okay, am I getting stuck? Yes. This domino has to contain an absolute... Oh, it's a bit like row 9. There are 4 natural digits, so there are 5 digits crammed into that domino at the top. What's going on there? So, but I have to put some this domino contains 5 different digits, but I can't lump those digits into one cell. So yeah, look at row 1. If this was a 5, now I've used up 4 digits here, so this has to have 5 digits in it, but then that would have no digits in it, and that's not in accordance with the rules. So actually that cell has to have 2 digits in it, so that becomes a red cell. And now this can have 1 digit in it, because now we've got 5 digits here. We're going to have 4 digits here, so we have to go back to A, B, C, D. That's got 4 digits in it. This has got 1 digit in it, so it becomes green, actually. Let's make it go green again. And this, okay, this is good. Ah, no. I want to make that. That's a 1-4 pair now. That should do something. I don't know what. That. So the digits that are in this cell are all whopping great digits because they're not 1s, 2s, 3s and 4s. So the 4 digits that make up row 1, column 9 are from 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9, but I don't think we know more than that. And all the other digits are natural. Okay. Does that mean that that square is a 2? That might be total and utter gibberish. But the way I'm thinking about that is that the lowest digit I can put in this square is a 5. And then these digits are natural, so I could go 5, 4, 3. So that means that 2 in this box cannot be over here. And it cannot be here because of this. So 2 is in one of those squares, which means 2 in column 9 has to be there, I think. And now, this is lovely. So now 2 in row 9 has to be on this V over here. So that's a 2-3 pair. And now 3 has to go there by Sudoku. And so this square, which is consecutive with 3 and a natural, is definitely not 1. It's 2 or 4. It's not 2. So that's 4. Oh, this is very cool. Now, okay. What does this mean? I don't know yet. Pregnant pause while I try and work out something else. I mean, the same must be true of 1. 1 must be in one of these squares because it can't be on this dot sequence. It's quite difficult. Well, no, I see. I was going to say it's quite difficult for 3 to be on the sequence, but actually 3 is on the sequence because of Sudoku. So the only given this square, the lowest this can be is a 5 from a counting perspective, because it cannot be 1, 2, 3 or 4. This is made up of the digits 4 of the digits 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. But 3 is a digit on this sequence. So 3 must be there. It must go 3, 4, and then this must have 5 in it. Oh, this is hard to show. There's definitely a 5 in here to make this work, and then 3 other digits from 6, 7, 8 and 9. Right, and now there's a 4 in the ABC thing here by Sudoku. 5, 5, there's a 5. I can just place 5 in box 6 by Sudoku. So these squares, right. So these squares are from 2, 3 and 5. Because all of those 3 digits have to appear in these 2 cells. And in fact, 2 and 3 can't go there. Right, so that's 5. That's a natural digit. This is a 2, 3 domino. Oh no, and now I've broken the puzzle. What did I do wrong there? Because this can't be 2, 3 now. Because the world would end. Or maybe... Oh, I don't know. Hang on, let's go back. What did we do wrong? Why have I got 3 pencil marked into these squares? Did I assume this was a 2, 3 pair? That could be wrong. And oh, I don't know. I've got a pencil mark 3 into this domino, and I can't remember why I put it in there. And the only thing I'm thinking is if I assumed this was a 2-3 pair, I would have put a pencil mark 3 into these squares here. But I can't see a reason for this having to have a 3 in it. Especially, I can if this is a 2-3 pair, but I think we've almost disproved that. I'm going to remove the 3 and think again. So 5, it is true, has to be here. But 2 cannot be there. So there is definitely a 2 in this square. But it might be a doubled square. Don't know. But in fact, what we're actually learning is that this can't be a 2-3 pair, can it? Because that would put 2 and 3 in this square and break this square. So this has to be a 1-2 pair. These squares have to be 3, 8, 9. That's not 3 because it does see a 3 in this square. That's not 3. Because that would give us exactly the same problem down here. So this is 3, and now there's a 3 in this domino. And as there is a 2 in this square, we can do the 2 and the 3 at the bottom. Oh, this is very peculiar. Now that becomes a 3 by Sudoku. I don't know what that means. Probably something. Okay. I don't know. Where should we look now? Oh, 1. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Where's 1 in column 4? It can't go there, and it can't go there. So it must be here, I think. Right. Can we do any better with our colouring now? So I've got 2 digits in here, so that's 5 digits. So these 2 squares have to contain 4 different digits. Yeah, that's right. That gets us to the correct count for row 2. 4 different digits in those squares. But, how do we do this? How can we... 1 in box 7. I mean, it's in one of those 2 squares, I think. Which means 1 is in one of these squares. That's useful, actually. Because now, where's the 1 in this box? Look. Because we've got a 1 in one of those 2, don't know where it goes, and a 1 in one of these 2. That's the 2 1s that we know must exist in the puzzle in columns 7 and 8. So we can't have a third 1 here. So this becomes a 1. And now this square is something. It's the digit that's not in there, that's from 6, 7, 8, and 9. Oh, bobbins. Yeah, I mean, you can sort of see, actually, those squares are a 6, 7, 8, 9 quadruple. That's so strange. Alright, what on earth do we do with that? Could we get... Oh, I don't know. I haven't got a clue. What? 7. Where is 7 in row 1? It's got to be in there. So that's got a 7 in it, so that's not a 7. What, am I going to have to think about this ring of dots again? Oh, well, actually, this became a 2-3 pair. So That's not great, because that means there's certainly ambiguity about... Because effectively, I think what we've learned is that this white dot sequence is actually a 5-cell sequence, isn't it? It's a 5-digit sequence, even though it's represented by 4 different digits. Four different cells. Because if this went 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, it would need, in order for the last white dot to be correct, it has to be a 5-digit sequence. So we're picking five digits out of the 6 digits from 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So the middle 4 digits, which are 5, 6, 7 and 8, are definitely in this sequence. And that, okay, so that means 5 is definitely down here on this sequence. And there's 5 in there. So 5 in column 1 is in one of those squares, for what that's worth. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. In column 3, I've got 9 digits because yeah, okay, sorry, I didn't see this, but this is a doubled cell, and then I've got 7 other digits that can be green. So that's quite nice. So this is a doubled cell now, which I think we suspected, but we didn't know. But that is a doubled cell. That digit isn't 6 or 7 by Sudoku. So I know this is a double digit, and I know that this square here has 2 in it, but I don't know if it's got another digit in it as well. Oh, I do know it's got a double digit. I don't know whether it's 5 or whether it's whatever's not in there. Okay. Oh, I haven't got enough digits in row 7. I've only got 7 digits, so that's got to be... So that's a doubled... Right, so yeah, okay, right. So I might have to go back to my letter nomenclature, I think. That is a doubled cell. And that's a doubled cell. Which is sort of hard to represent, but I'm going to try and do it like that. I've got to try and remember there's definitely a 2 in there. So these account for 4 digits. Okay, so this square is a green digit, because that's enough digits then for column 2. That's 9 digits. So, but in box 7, I've only got 5, 6, 7 digits. So that square needs 2 digits in it. Yeah, I can see one thing as a result of this. Let me just check. Can we just do column 1 now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's got 3 digits in it, apparently. Good grief. Okay, so that's a 3-digiter. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, okay, that works. Right, so we now have an approximate disposition of how all of these things work. All we've got to do now is fill this in. And I think we can start here, because actually now we know that there's nothing too strange going on. This is the start and end of a 5-cell sequence. So this is either, if the sequence starts with 4, it's 4 and 8. Oh, it does. It's that, because you can't put 5 here. Because I was going to say it could be 5 to 9. It could be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 or something like that. But it can't be. Because the 5, it's beautiful. The 5 around this dot is down here. So this must be a 4 to 8 sequence. So in fact, that means that that square is 4 and 8. It's simultaneously both, which means that's a 4 apparently by pencil marking. So there is a 4 in one of... Oh, well, there's a 4 there. Okay, where the 4 must lead on to a 5, mustn't it? Which means the 5 can't be there. So that's a 5. Therefore, that's a 6, that's a 7. And this sequence goes 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This square is 1 and 9, weirdly. I think this is superb. 1 and 9. Now we can fill in this row. We need 4, 7 and 8 into those squares. That's not 4. Oh, that didn't really work actually. Okay. Okay, let's try column 3 then, where we need 5, 8 and 9. So that's 5, 8 or 9, of course it is. These are 5, 8 and 9. Oh, but hang on. I've got a 5 pencil mark there. Why? Why have I got that? Yeah, that's fair. Where's 5 in box 4? By Sudoku, it's there. So this doesn't contain 5. These don't contain 5. This is an 8-9 pair. This square here is 2. This is a 2-9 pair. Because we know that 2 is in this cell, and it can't contain 8, so it must contain the other digit, which is 9, to complete this row. And now this has got 2 and 9 in it, so this is 8. All of these lose their 8-age. That probably does other things, but I can't immediately see what. Okay, so now let's look at this column where we haven't put in 1, 6 and 7, so the 1 must go here. This is a 6-7 pair. That digit's now known to be an 8, looking at the Sudoku on this box, so that's a 9. So we get a 6-7 pair left here. This is an 8. So now we can get these 3 digits, which are 5, 6, 9, I think. 5, 6, 9. We know that's not 5, because I know there's a 5 over there. Do I know there's a 5 in that one? From my pet? I think I do, so that's not a 5. So this is a 5. Okay. Is that good? Oh, 1 is giving me a 1 here, which means I get a 2 as well. So now this square can't include 8, so 8 moves up to this all-encompassing cell in the top right-hand corner. So this square is 6 or 9, but still we don't know which. Okay. These 2 squares are known. They're 9 and they're a 6 and 9. They're a 6-9 pair. We can do them just to complete this row. Okay. Where should we look now? I must know what this cell is, because effectively this square is 5, 6 and 7 all at the same time to complete this box, and that means this is 9 and this is 6. So 6 is the digit that doesn't appear in the all-encompassing square, so it goes there. This square has become 5, 7, 8 and 9, and the top row should now be complete. 1, 4, 2, 3, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This square now can't be 9, so that's a 6, so that's a 7, that's a 7, that's a 6, that's a 9. And now we can work out what this square is at the bottom. It is whatever is left over. It's a snooker maximum. So 1, 4, 7. Oh, that's appropriate given the World Championship is happening at the moment. So now we get a bit more done. Well, we can work out these squares, which will give us this. Well, we could do the order doesn't really matter, does it? We can do this either way round. This looks like it's a 6-9 pair to me, which means these squares are 5 and 8, which we can do. So that's 5, that's 8, which 9, 8. 8 by Sudoku, 7 by Sudoku, and that's going to be very good. 7, 4, 4, 1, 1, 2, 2, something, 3 probably. I think that might be the solution. Now, unfortunately, I don't think the software is going to know, so I'm just going to check this. I'm just going to take a look at it and see if I can see any Sudoku errors. It does know. You solved the puzzle, 36 minutes. 108 people in 8 days. Good grief. That's brilliant again, Michael. That's so original. It's really lovely because it's sort of a bit weird. You start off and you can't think what to do, except perhaps to work out which cells have got to be just one digit. And then as you do that, you suddenly realise, oh, I can actually pinpoint cells that in this case are red. and then you can gradually mend the shirt, or at least identify the various portions of the shirt. I absolutely loved that. That is brilliant. It's quite brilliant. Let me know in the comments how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.